Hello, and welcome back to the Taylor Seminars, where we talk about how Taylor Swift turns life into poetry. My name is Hannah, and I'm here with my co host, Exquisite. Hello.
Hi, Hannah.
Oh my gosh, I am so excited to talk to you today because I think this is one of the most popular tracks on the album after maybe like The Fate of Ophelia and Opalite.
I think so as well. I think so. I think it, by nature of it being a track six, it got really popular with people who were like, this should have been track five. And then it's just popular in a general sense. It's
Yeah,
good, is why.
it is so good. We are obviously talking about Ruin, the friendship. It is a like it's got such a sharp turn from track five, which was very uh introspective. This one is introspective too, but very vulnerable, very dreamy, and this one kind of goes into a different, I want to say, groovy direction.
Mm-hmm. Literally, that's the best way to describe it. I'm like grooving. I'm grooving.
Yeah, and I think it's got this perfect driving in your car type of vibe where you're kind of, the windows are down and you can like stick your hand out the window and do like the little wave. Like well, let's just get into the song a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Glistening grass from September rain, gray overpass full of neon names, you drive, 85, Gallatin Road and the lakeside beach, watching the game from your brother's Jeep, your smile, miles wide. And like
Ah,
you feel like you're in a car and she's singing from inside a car. Like I love
yeah.
when the marriage of the sound and the lyrics is just perfect like that.
Yeah, you really do like the beat of this song. Again, it makes you want this is a windows down driving song. Like
Yep.
you got your windows down and you're going and then like again it makes my shoulder move and again it does open up like we're in the car
Yeah.
and it
But
feels like it. Like it's so good.
yeah, so
It's so
you,
nostalgic.
yeah, and we know other famous Taylor Swift songs where she's in the car, right? I was riding shotgun with my hair undone in the front seat of his car, right?
Literally getaway car.
Yeah, literally getaway car, and so many other moments where and it's such an Americana thing, right, to be in a car. um
Hmm.
I think even, right, what's the song where like we get stuck in a car in the roads somewhere? Well, Tis the Damn Season has one.
Yeah. Tis the damn season. Oh, there's so many because the song on Speak Now Vault track Electric Touch. Literally, we have I Can Fix Him has a whole car scene
It
just going
does.
super fast in the car. Yeah. Um it has oh my
It
gosh,
has
now
the
I feel like
highway scene where like,
yeah, it's a car scene, is it not? They're on the highway and he's like driving.
isn't it just
Unless I
like
made that up. But I
like
don't think I made that up.
I'm googling it right now. Oh
I
yeah,
know I'm like going
the
to.
dopamine races through his brain on a
Yeah.
6-lane Texas highway.
His
Yeah, not
Callisto's
literally in a
talking to
car,
you
but
as he traces hearts around your face. You're in the car with him as he's like not paying attention and he's tracing hearts on you. Um, but I will allow the technicality if you wanted to not really in the car as he's just driving. I'll allow it.
I see
um,
I see what you're saying. Like they're in the car and
yes.
yeah. Okay. I saw it as like, we don't have to talk about the song. We'll
Yeah,
move on.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll move on. But yeah,
But
yeah. She has a lot of driving. I mean, she's a lot of like sitting in the car driving songs. Um, and I want us to come back to this later, so I'm mentioning it now. But this is high school,
oh
but
yeah.
we'll circle back because we don't know it's high school yet.
Yes. Right. Well, we she is setting the scene. We have glistening grass from September rain, so we're in the fall.
Hmm. Almost
There,
fall or just fall just started,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, we have a gray overpass, so like a road, um, and with full of neon names. So there's signs, and you're driving 85, right? Like 85 miles an
Hmm.
hour. Like we're going fast on the freeway, some kind of road. Gallatin Road and the Lakeside Beach. Gallatin Road is apparently a road in Tennessee somewhere.
Yeah, it's a road in Nashville.
And it's Lakeside Beach. I guess there's a place called Lakeside Beach or similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're
Mm-hmm.
watching the game. So high school football game from your brother's Jeep. This is the car, like we're borrowing your brother's car. And
Mm-hmm.
your smiles is miles wide. What
Yeah,
a great way to describe a smile.
I know. And also, it's like, it's interesting to have like miles because we associate miles with driving with after all of this driving and roads set up. So it's like
Yeah.
your
I love
smiles as
that so
big as
much.
right. It's as big as the miles that we've just driven to get here. Um, and the glistening grass from September rain, not only it paints a picture, but it also paints like the smells. Like you can smell a September rain, right?
Hmm.
Um, I love the full of neon names because like you're literally seeing the bright colors. Like she's painting this picture. Like we're going fast. Her hair is probably whipping in the wind. Um, and you are smiling at her, and it's so good. And you're smiling so wide. Um, and the you is somebody. The you is somebody.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Yeah. And yeah, and again, the production.
Somebody she's close to.
Yeah, someone she's close to.
Yeah.
And go ahead with the chorus, Exquisite.
And it was not an invitation. Should have kissed you anyway. Should have kissed you anyway. And it was not convenient, no. But your girlfriend was away. Should have kissed you anyway.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and like, okay, so this is where that picture and that closeness that she's developed from that first verse, it automatically comes to like you would think, oh yeah, that's kind of romantic. Again, like you're the driving shotgun with my hair undone, front seat of his car, one hand feel on the steering wheel, the other on my heart from our song, right? And that like that song kind of sets us up for this, where he's kind of like, oh yeah, we're in the car, you're driving so fast, I trust you, like you're beautiful with your beautiful smile, like we're in your brother's Jeep. And then she's like looking at him and it's like, it's not an invitation, but I need to kiss you, like I should have kissed you, it's just the two of us hanging out. um and just because you're looking at me and smiling doesn't mean um I should be kissing you, right? But I should have
Yep.
kissed you, should have leaned over and closed that gap
Yep.
between us. Like
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
looking
yeah.
at my lips, I'm looking at your lips.
Yeah, like there was that pull, that tug there, but we turned away, right? Uh
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and I think that's so it's so you feel the yearning, right? That moment was
Exactly.
there and they chose not to, right? Because it wasn't an invitation. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
convenient. It wasn't convenient. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe we we should have, and
Like
Taylor's
your
done,
girlfriend's not even here.
yeah. Yeah.
She's not
And Taylor's
here.
done the should have game before, right? Like, and we all
Mm-hmm.
do. We all have regrets, but and this is one of the songs where that's kind of um being played with again, where
Mm-hmm.
would it have been worth it? And I know that we talked a little bit about the high school. I think I did clock pretty quickly, and it hasn't been explicit yet, but I did clock pretty quickly because of the vibe of the song, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
some of these keywords that it was kind of high school. And
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to the we'll get to the next verse, but I think there were enough hints, and especially like in
Yeah.
the chorus, right? We're getting like, oh,
Yeah.
this
And
isn't
also like
now. What is this?
Your brother's Jeep felt like, okay, she's with somebody who can't afford their own car.
Or isn't responsible enough for one yet?
Yeah. And they can't rent a car because we've had people in songs, in Taylor songs, rent cars, but
Yep.
they're not renting a car.
You
So it's like,
crashed my
okay,
party and your rental car.
yeah, yeah. They don't own a car, their credit card. And also Jeeps are like, come on, like classic all-American vehicle, if you will, or a Ford. Jeep, Ford, all-terrain vehicle.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So okay, you want to go do our second verse, Hannah?
Oh yeah, that's me. Shiny wood floors underneath my feet. Disco ball makes everything look cheap. Have fun. It's prom. Wilted corsage dangles from my wrist. Over his shoulder, I catch a glimpse and see you looking at me.
Um, do you want to keep going?
And it was
Wait,
not an
yeah.
invitation, but as the 50 Cent song played, should have kissed you anyway. And it was not convenient. No. Would have been the best mistake. Should have kissed you anyway. Hey.
Yeah. I it makes me want to sing, like I'm grooving. But here she settles us like very neatly into, okay, this is high school,
Yeah.
right? And I want to say I remember when the album came out. Oh my gosh, it's been over a month now. Isn't that crazy?
That is
Um
wild.
when the album came out, everybody's like, why must Taylor always have a song about high school? She needs to get over high school, blah, 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 blah. But I would like to say, and Taylor herself has said this, and she said this in a lot of the promo she was doing, but a lot of people don't listen to her anyway, so they probably missed it. But she said part of the reason she likes to go back and explore high school is because that is one of those moments where everything is the end of the world and every emotion is so heightened because that's the oldest you've ever been, right? Like when you're in high school, like you've only been alive on the planet for those 14 slash 15, 16, 17, 18 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and everything feels like the end of the world. You're going through puberty. Half the room stinks. Half the room is like experiencing attraction for the first time. You think you're going to marry your first crush. And everything is so heightened. And music and like writing is exploring like your emotions dialed up to 20, right? Past 10. And so high school is such a interesting playground to mess with because of that. Like the emotions are there. Everything is high stakes. Like I think back to things I did in high school or I thought was so serious in high school. Um, if anybody has ever looked back at their old journal entries or like diary entries or old letters they wrote when they were in high school, oh my gosh, there were things I thought were the end of the world I don't even remember anymore.
Yep.
Um, and like that's why it's fun. But also, I don't think there's anything wrong with an artist having like a signature thing that they will look into. And I don't buy into like the critique of like, oh, that's just the last time she was relatable. When like guys, low key, she was famous at 16 and working for it at 14. Was that the last time she was relatable? Maybe if she was talking about middle school. Inverted. But she was famous in high school. But yeah, that's why I'm like, when she settles us into high school, it's like, okay, she's about to say something. She's saying something about this high school experience. And all of her high school songs, she says there's something different that's why she's returning. There's something different she wants to say.
Yeah, and I think that's really important because um when we think about muses, right? Like it's or things that are inspirations, like those things will change over time. There are different details and different perspectives that are brought in that make things interesting. And that's what we do all the time. We're always reframing our memories based on our growth or new information we get. And I think we'll see. Well, we'll get into that more as the song reveals itself and as we talk about Taylor's what she said was the inspiration behind the song. But yeah, let's get back to the lyrics. So we
Yeah.
have they're in some kind of I'm gonna guess auditorium or gymnasium, probably gymnasium,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's shiny wood floors, and then a disco ball that is supposed to, make everything look fancy, but it actually doesn't. I do love this detail because
Mm-hmm.
in the movies, prom looks so fun and glamorous, but in real life, like it's not like that unless you're at a very, very fancy place. But
My prom was fun and glamorous, but I'm built different. No, just kidding. It was my prom. I went to two proms. And they were like, they do their best. They did like rent out a place and they decorated as best they could. We didn't have ours in the gym. But like I went to other dances like at school and like middle school dances or whatever, and it was in the gym, and they would put up as much signs, and they would put up like the disco ball or whatever, trying to like flip try to flip it around, make it look all fancy smancy, and it's just like no.
and
Not at all.
and that's okay. Like that's also part of the experience. Like awkwardly flirting under these cheap disco lights and streamers and
Hmm.
little party favors. It's have fun. It's prom. Like,
Literally, have fun. It's prom. Like she's telling herself, like she's being low key. When you look at the those two lines, you do get a hint of that pretentious child she was, and of having to tell herself, "Girl, have fun. It's prom. You're having fun. It's prom."
yeah, yeah. But I also feel like it's not even a pretentious thing. Like, because you're so conditioned by movies. I remember going to my first prom. I went my junior year because my boyfriend back then was a senior, and I was like, oh,
Oh my gosh,
oh.
problematic age gap, Hannah.
uh, but you know what I mean? You're always like, oh, okay. Like, where's the
This is not what I expected
choreographed
it to be.
dance thing that we all do together? Like, why does that not? um, but yeah, it's makes mundaneness,
Mundanity,
whatever the word is. That's what makes it real.
mundanity. Yeah.
Even the wilted corsage dangles from my wrist. Like, you could read into it being like, oh, the person I'm with, like, they bought me a crappy corsage. It could also just be like, that's just what happens. It looks pretty in the picture, and then as the
Hmm.
night goes on, it wilts. Right? It is what it
Hmm.
is.
And I also just love that, once again, she spends a lot of time in so little words painting such a vivid picture.
Hmm.
Um, because she, like, first of all, this we immediately know, okay, she's with a prom date. She's at a prom. She went to prom with somebody, but the only reference we get to them is literally the over his shoulder I catch a glimpse.
Yep.
Like, he's so far not a part of the story that she's like, I'm looking over him. We don't know what he looks like. All we know is that she's got a wilted corsage on. She's trying to have fun, doesn't really care about this, and she catches a glimpse of this dude. She's like, "You're
Yep.
looking at me."
Yep. Like,
Mhm.
and then so there's another eye locking moment, right? First it was a
Mhm.
smile, now it's a look. Um, and again, not an invitation, but
Mhm.
as the 50 Cent song played, this is so funny because that was so of like my high school was, 50 Cent and we had a lot of like I guess, yeah, Missy Elliott, Sierra. We had it was a good time. I remember Gwen Stefani, like when she was doing her solo career, like that was a lot of the songs at my prom, things like that. And so uh Should Have Kissed You Anyway.
Mhm.
And it was not
Oh.
convenient, would have been the best mistake, should have kissed you anyway. Oh, I did want to say another thing about 50 Cent. I do think it's funny that we have Disco Ball makes everything look cheap, and then 50 Cent
Mhm.
song played.
Oh, because it's the cheap, like literally the sense. Oh, Hannah, that's funny. That's funny. I also want to comment on the fact the it was not convenient, because she keeps the times where she's like, when we should have kissed, it wasn't convenient because you had a girlfriend. It's not convenient because literally it's the middle of prom and I have a date and you probably brought a date like this. To be Hannah, what does convenient mean?
For something to be convenient means it's easy to access, easy to I don't know if it's like if it's convenient, then it's not a bother.
Hmm. So like it would be basically the timing was never right.
Right.
Are we
Yep.
going to talk about timing in times like these? And she's
Ooh.
like, well, it's not convenient, but it would have been the best mistake if we had done it.
Yep. Yep. It's very wistful, very like the one, you know. It
Hmm.
would have been fun if you would have been the one.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And just to go back to some of the language, I love the shiny wood. The wood floors are shiny, but the disco ball is not shiny. It looks tacky or the or fake. I just I just think that's so funny. And oh,
I
the
love
other
that
thing I want to
image
talk
of
about
you.
was, what do
Yeah.
you think about the way that she sings things like, it was not an invitation and it was not convenient. What do you think about
I
how
love the
she
way she says convenient when she sings it because it was not convenient. Like she adds another like convenient, but she adds like it's almost like she adds another syllable to both invitation and convenient. Even
yeah,
though
and
she's not like in my mind, it's like how did she make this? She stretched the word.
yeah,
Um,
to me, she's making the words inconvenient, right? And
exactly, exactly.
she's trying to make the word an invitation. Like, she's trying to, I think, so when I first heard the song, the way she sang it bothered me. It was not an invitation. It was not convenient. And I was like, girl, you could fit more words or like you could figure out better wordplay, but I do think there
Oh,
is
she was like
kind of
dragging it out so they would have time.
I,
Hannah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, okay, I wasn't gonna go that far, but I think we should go that far. Like, I think she is trying to twist the words to try to make it fit this situation to try to get a different outcome or something like that.
Mhm,
And it's like friction, huh? Like
mhm.
where it where there was a chemistry, a spark, a moment where there was a road less traveled, like the snap in Avengers where there could have been another universe, but it wasn't meant to be. Now,
Exactly, and
you take
also,
that.
like, on yeah, like, there wasn't another like, if we had taken that road less traveled on, or if there was, um, the idea of, like again, like, "It was not an invitation," like, she's like, "If I had lingered in this moment and, like, leaned in, if I had leaned in for it," and so she's leaning in the song when she
Mm-hmm.
didn't at the time.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I
Like,
really
even
like
with
that
the
interpretation. Like
she
leaning
has a
in
lot
to
of,
let
like,
it linger.
mhm, mhm, and she has a lot of, so enjambment is oh my gosh, hold on, because I will just have to get rid of my English degree if I say this wrong. Because I'll have to get rid of my English degree. So an enjambment is the continuation of a sentence without a pause at the end of the line. So if there is no like if there's no punctuation at the end, it keeps rolling over. And if you
Right.
look at the way her stanzas are written, like if you look at it, a lot of them don't end in commas, punctuations, but you'll see that there's punctuation. Like if you look at the chorus, right? She adds the hey or and it was not convenient, comma, no, so that it keeps going over. It doesn't stop as if she's trying to keep adding space to the line. Um, should have kissed you anyway. Hey, and it keeps going, right? I think that's interesting, like
Yeah.
to look at it like that, of like trying to keep space and trying to linger, um, instead of like ending the sentence, period, or like ending the sentence, ending it, comma. That would be an end stopped line. So I think it's interesting to look at it from that point too.
You
Very
want to do the
interesting.
bridge?
Of course I do. Um, Don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately, we've been good. Staying friends is safe. Doesn't mean you should. Don't make it awkward in second period. Might piss your ex off. Lately, we've been good. Staying friends is safe. Doesn't mean you should. When I left school, I lost track of you. Abigail called me with the bad news. Goodbye, and we'll never know why. Um,
Just keep
and I
going.
think okay. It was not an invitation, but I flew home anyway with so much left to say. It was not convenient, no, but I whispered at the grave, should have kissed you anyway.
Uh, yeah, and then I'll do the
Uh,
outro at
yeah.
the end when we're ready. This part was so the bridge is super fun. Don't make it awkward at second
Awkward,
period.
second period. And then the way she sings second period is so funny. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah. Like the specificity and then but also like yeah, like don't like this is the one class we share apparently. Like we can't make it awkward. We're just going to like play it cool. It's not a big deal. Maybe it's like English class or science class. And it's crazy also the line lately we've been good.
Hmm.
Like were we pissing your ex off before?
Like, we've been good at pretending like there's no chemistry here.
Yeah.
Um, and I love that it's repeated. Like she says the same thing twice as if she's got to remind herself, don't make it awkward, don't
Yes.
make it awkward, don't make it awkward. We've been
Yes.
good. Staying friends is safe. And I love it. Like she repeats that and she goes, well, staying friends is safe, but doesn't mean you should. And then she has to remind herself again, don't make it awkward.
Yep. I think
Don't make
that's
it
so,
awkward.
yeah, because we know she can write more if she wants to. Taylor can be verbose, but she's purposefully repeating to give you that kind of thought spiral.
Yep. And then it makes what we know comes so gut punchy, right?
Yes.
Especially because like she goes on like in second period, like it's fun. She's like vibing to the music, and all of a sudden we get like it goes a low tempo, and we get this soft. When I left school, I lost track of you, and then Abigail, and everybody was like, "Oh yay, Abigail!" And it's like, "Oh no, Abigail."
Literally, oh no, Abigail. So if you don't know, Abigail is mentioned in the song 15, where Abigail's her best friend. And so obviously this again links us back to high school. And and Abigail this time calls her with the bad news that this person that she locked eyes with had passed away.
Mm-hmm. And I the part of it that it's almost like she's wistful singing it, if I will. Wistful, I think it's a good word. Because it's like when I left school, I lost track of you, as in we never like we never did anything. Like we stayed friends, but we didn't stay close enough friends that I was constantly keeping up with you, right? I wasn't like I moved on with my life and you moved on with yours, and we know Taylor is the type to kind of like look back. And she's also the type to think that she's better when she's looked back on. I always think I might look better in the rear view. Um,
Hmm.
so we know she's the type to look back. But when she goes to look back this time, it's only once Abigail gives her a call.
It's
And
so
we'll
sad.
never know why.
Yeah.
Goodbye, and we'll never know why. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is the moment where everyone's jaw dropped. Like we're grooving, we're having a great time, or people are like annoyed that she's back in high school, but people are listening in. And then all of a sudden, this verse three hits you in the face like a sledgehammer. And it wasn't an invitation. So she keeps that. And then she flew home, right? Wherever she was in the world, she flew home with so much left to say, right? Because they had kind of not said everything they had wanted to say because they had to, not make it awkward. They had to stay friends. And so
Hmm.
it was not convenient, but, at the grave, after the funeral, she said, in quotes in the song lyric, should have kissed you anyway. Right? Like, wow.
And I think I've seen some strange interpretations, which I mean is a Taylor song, so it's like it's no stranger to being interpreted with like the least amount of kindness or understanding, of people being like, that's what you say to somebody. But the whole of it is she's like, there's so much she could say to this person, and all she could think was like, we could have had our chance. There's so much and that's the only thing she can think to say at the moment. Like, I whispered it at the grave. But we know that should have kissed you anyway has like, because she's repeated it so much, and it's the refrain, right? And it's in the chorus. We know it's less about like literally kissing and more about like all that time we had together. I
Yep.
should have taken advantage of it when I had you. Like all this, like the friendship and the joy and like the hanging out in your brother's Jeep, right? The dancing and like even our little dancing around each other when we could have like gone to prom together. All that time they could have had is just, that's all she can say. There's so much of it.
Yep. And that's why in the post score, she says, my advice is always ruin the friendship. Better that than regret it for all time. Should have kissed you anyway. And my advice is always answer the question. Better than that than to ask it all your life. Should have kissed you anyway.
Mhm. And I would like to say, I think this song is less about like pining over high school and much more about being someone who is so cautious and so full of like cautious discretion, right? A
There we
careless
go.
man's careful daughter who is so careful. And how when you are that careful person, you may miss out and you may live to regret the things that you never did or never even got the chance to see what could have happened. And that
Yeah.
will haunt you, and it will
Yeah.
always haunt you. Like it's something that will like dog your steps, right? Like that you're like, "Oh my goodness, I don't know if I ever would have gotten a chance because I was so cautious and careful and I never took the risk."
Yeah.
Um because if he had even if he had said no, she'd been like, "Oh, let's kiss." And he was like, "Oh no, I don't think this is gonna work out." Or even if they had gotten together and they broke up and it was just never meant to be, she would never know. She'll never know what could have happened.
No,
It's the bigger than the whole sky of it all.
yep. I totally agree. And have you seen all the cute TikToks of like the people who got married after ruining the friendship?
Yes.
It's
Yes, I
so
had it.
cute. Where like they
Yes,
were
I did.
friends and then one of them confessed to the other and then they are like now they're married and they have children. And I think that's so I guess technically my relationship with my husband is similar. Like he liked me and I didn't know. And so he surprised, like we went on a date, but I didn't know it was a date. I thought it was a group event that no one else showed up
And,
to, but it was a date. And then he ruined it. He was like, I like you. And I was shocked, horrified even.
not horrified,
A
and then they
little
lived
bit.
happy ever after.
I mean, but he did 100% worth it. He asked he yeah, and then I gave it a shot and honestly, after our first date, I was like, "Oh yeah, this could work." Like, yeah, we'd been friends for
Mhm.
so long. Like we knew it would work.
Yeah, I've also seen the I've seen the really cute edits, and I've seen the really sad ruined friendship edits. Seen so
Oh no,
many
I haven't
sad
seen a lot
ones.
of the sad ones. Don't send me those.
I've seen so many of the sad ones, and I would like to say the sad ones only work they work only if they never got together. Like there's the sad ones where it's like death trope
Uh,
and someone dies after they get together. But the real sad ones are like that bridge to Terabithia ruined the friendship edit.
oh
Why
no.
would you make that the person who made it? Anyway, but again, it is like this is part of the thesis of why she takes the risk she does, because when she doesn't, she regrets it and thinks about it all her life. And that is how we get songs like The One, where she's like, my excuse I have none for digging up the grave another time. Like, why am I looking back and re-examining? Um, and she's like, this is why, because what if I never knew? And if you never know, you never know, and it's another day waking up alone.
If you never bleed, you're never gonna grow. Yep.
Hmm. And I think
Another
that's very
oh
interesting. Oh,
yeah,
continue, Hannah.
another bit is do you remember in Dear Reader she says never take advice from someone who's falling apart?
Mhm.
But now she's very freely giving advice. My advice has always ruined the friendship. And so I think she's at a
Mhm.
place where I guess she feels confident enough in this one where it's like, and she's confident in herself, I guess.
I mean, I don't know if I would some of us shouldn't take this advice. But we should
Ah,
take the spirit of the advice.
the
The
spirit of the advice.
spirit of the advice,
Well, that's a good
which
segue.
is
So why do
to
you
try
think
not to have advice.
why do you think this song is in the album?
Because I think this song is like partially really important to understanding the album, because the always ruin the friendship. It's really the always answer the question for me, because it's like that's what's been guiding her. Like if you listen to Ophelia, that first verse of like I heard you calling on the megaphone, she would have never answered that call if like, and maybe it would have haunted her, but she's like, I'm not going to be beholden to this careful discretion I'm stuck in, and I'm not going to be beholden to like not risking it. Let me go on one date, and what is the worst that could happen from this one date? And then it's not only what is the worst, but what is the best. Like, it's called ruin the friendship, but it doesn't mean the friendship will be ruined. Maybe it could be something even greater, right?
Mhm.
So I think that's why it's here. Like, it's the spirit of it all. Like, ruining the friendship, or like literally just answering the question, or taking that risk. Sometimes the reward is worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is such in a I guess as a showgirl, right, who has gone through so many trials and tribulations, both in her showgirl life, but also in her personal life, for her to still have a heart that is willing to take risks and a mind that's willing to undertake these things is a huge thing. It's so easy
Mhm.
for a star to start being conservative in their choices and in right, just to redo the same thing over and over again, right? There's that temptation of do the thing the public likes and just do it the same way 100
Mhm.
times. But to take risks and to answer the question is something that you really have to have a mindset of wanting to do. Um,
Mhm. I think I agree.
just to go a little bit into the lore of the song. So there's a lot of speculation that this is about the same person who was written about in the song Forever Winter that was released on Red TV, Taylor's high school friend. I do want to caution against making a one-to-one interpretation, just because in the movie Taylor did say this song was kind of an amalgamation of like lots of different people's experiences, not just her own. And that's something that Taylor obviously has been doing more and more of. What did you say? Call it autofiction in a way?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think?
Um, autofiction, autofiction. No, I agree, because you said it was an amalgamation. Um, and yeah, I also just caution against it, because again, all like someone passed away, and that's heavy for so many reasons, where it's like, yeah, you should be gentle about it and around it. Um, so yeah, I would also caution about that. And like, just on it, like, again, she paints us the fact that she painted this visual picture just to like, haha, gut stab, see what I did there. And it's like, oh, I remember I remember it took some people like 3 listens, because some people were like, why is she still pining after this high school person on her Love album for her fiance? And then they listened again, and they're like, oh no.
Oh no, that's so
Oh
funny.
no. And I just really do. I really love this song. I love that it's groovy. And I love that the groove and the nostalgia of it all is the point. And I love her performance in this song.
Yeah,
Um,
the performance is phenomenal.
yeah. And I I was just thinking about this, Hannah. Why I literally pulled a ruin the friendship, in that I definitely had, like, I answered the question. um the friendship was indeed ruined later, but I did we had the inconvenient talk and
Oh,
ruined the friendship. God, no, it's actually genuinely so embarrassing. Um
so it did
in
happen.
ways in ways it's embarrassing, but I've always been I've always been the person that at some point, and if I had a crush on someone, I never let it not go unsaid. I think everyone I've ever had like a crush on has eventually found out because I told them. um
Good for you.
no, it's
Better
never
that
been
than
good
to
for me.
ask it all your life.
I love getting it's I actually, so maybe you should do it. Go ahead and ruin the friendship. Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
proud of you.
it's anyway. It's been nothing but trouble, but I've never been I didn't learn cautious discretion. Actually, I have. But anyway, um and Hannah, you ruined the friendship. We are both sides of the ruin the friendship, if you will.
Yeah, I've been ruined. I did not do the ruining.
Yeah, you got your friendship ruined and came out with a very happy, beautiful family. Have a
It could
couple
happen to you
kids
too.
all black looking like you.
I believe in you. I believe in us.
I love the placement of ruin the friendship on the track list
Mm-hmm.
because I like the fact that we are kind of in if you look at the track list, we're kind of in like a moment of youth in three different areas, right?
Mm.
Um so we go from father figure, which is like youth being preyed upon, right? We have eldest daughter, which is youth being returned, but also like in eldest daughter, we have the like I learned to be careful in my youth, but now I get to go back to having that happiness of the youth. And then in ruin the friendship, we have almost another moment where that cautious discretion she had learned backfired on her.
Huh.
And it's like aging, like almost aging out. So kind of like we have young, young. Like all three of these are moments of like the um not necessarily the persona because the persona and father figure is the one who wants basically to eat the youth.
Yeah, I feel like that one's
Um
like kind of set apart. It's not
but
quite.
it's set apart, but it is part of its like basis is someone who is young is a part of it. Like it's you kind of it's like inextricable from youth, but it's a different take.
I
So
see. I
all
see.
three of these are like these different takes on youth, and it's very interesting to me that they are there and next to each other. I also love that we go father figure, eldest daughter, and
Yeah,
then we
I
have
love
the
that.
friendship, which is high school. And then it's very interesting because immediately after ruined friendship, we have actually romantic, which sounds very like high school nostalgic. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so all very, very, and it's also like actually romantic, and we'll get to it next week. But it's like it's catty, like in high school.
Yeah.
It's Mean
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah. I think
Um,
we are kind of going into more of a eldest daughter was the very vulnerable, like this is me moment, but now we're going to get into the performances, right? Of like these characters that are obviously based on Taylor and her experiences, but she's really embodying versions of, I guess
mhm,
she's like an avatar, like of herself,
mhm.
which is
Once again, everything dialed up to 10 and
13.
20. 13, yes. 13, 22, um,
Yeah.
25.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially,
so
yeah,
it's
I
very
think it's,
interesting.
yeah, I mean, she already did it in father figure, but and she's all continuing it really in Ruin the Friendship, Actually Romantic, and then even more in Canceled. So we are getting there.
Hmm. So I just think that's fun. I love Ruin the Friendship. I
Me
love
too.
when we learn things about Abigail. We learn that Abigail is the keeper of the high school connections.
Yep. Yep.
Abigail
Um,
keeps up with all of that.
any thoughts on the emoji for this song?
Oh, I know. For our listeners, if you have ever ruined the friendship, comment a thumbs up. If you have never, do a thumbs down.
Oh my gosh. Yep. A little choose your own adventure.
Yeah. And also, we're just nosy. We want to know.
All right, listeners. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, thumbs up if you have ruined the friendship. Doesn't have to be successful, but you just, you just it was ruined or it was ruined to you if you have been impacted by a ruining of the friendship. Or if never, thumbs down. If you want to
Hmm.
give us some inside details, inside scoops, little details, let us know. But we are so excited. Also, just to throw it in at the end there, Exquisite is doing a GoFundMe for her being a professor. She's getting ready to move. So if you'd like to support that, you can. I think we have the link in our show notes, but
Yeah.
also
I
our
think so.
Ko-fi will be supporting that. So please donate if you can, and we will see you guys next time for Actually Romantic.
Yeah. And it's going to be very sweet.
Very sweet. All right, bye everybody.
Bye.